Welcome everybody to the second race of the VGTR Season 10. And this is race 2. We're in qualifying for the Nürburgring Grand Prix. And we're just getting our first couple of sets of laps in. With the best lap so far being a 54.0 by Abe Santama and Tino Cupera in second place with a 55.2. And we'll see how that develops in just a couple of minutes. As Ethan Reed not able to set a valid lap yet. Tino Cupera coming back into the pits. Fabio Galamini so far, 55.8. And he's up in provisional pole. Limpar Bertold up into third place with Nola Progne with a 55.6. He puts himself up onto provisional pole in the AM so far. He's going to be starting possibly in third. If this is how things progress. Who else is about to finish the lap? We had Benjamin Badolf in 15th. Behind him, David Dworak. And a couple more people finishing their laps. Declan Bowler in 13th, 57.2. Definitely not where he wants to be. Leon Ken in 7th place, 56.372. And for the Ferrari 296 driver, that's a pretty good lap. Charlie Ken up into third, 55.355, and not too far off his competitor of Tino Cupera in the number 44 McLaren 720S. Anybody else just do a lap? Chris Rise with a 56.432. He's in 9th place. Miguel Astazar in 56.5 in 10th. And behind, still people are trying to finish. Like Dries Verhulst, he's in 23rd. He's just about to finish his first lap. And we'll see how he does in the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Not the best car on this track at all. He's going to cross the line now. And it's going to be a 55.822. Behind Limpar Bertold, Nola Progne and Fabio Galamini, who's, by the way, just set the fastest lap off the AMS. He has done a 55.5, and that's a really quick lap. A really, really quick lap, so definitely big kudos to him. Right. Chris Rise does improve to a 55.5. Second place, only about 0.005 of a second slower than Fabio Galamini. He goes off the track, and that is it for his run so far. Ganahara Hutama up 0.5 on his lap. And he is going to be trying to put it up into provisional pole for the AMS. Aiden Furby 0.2 up on his time. He's trying to move up a couple of positions, but Ganahara Utama, this is going to be a 55.3 if he's able to finish this lap. As he loses a couple of tenths there through the final chicane, and that is all of his advantage lost. He's still going to go 0.2 quicker. He's still going to try and get ahead of Nola Progne, and it's not enough. It's only enough in order to get ahead of Dries Verhulst to 55.6, and he's going to have to find an extra couple of tenths in this lap in order to have a chance for provisional pole. Nola Progne going 0.2 quicker. Fabio Galamini was a tenth up, no longer up there for now. As Anthony Camacho sets a 55.8 up into 5th place in the AMS. And a good lap indeed. In the background, Matas trying to get himself up into the proper positions in the pros. Has not been able to do a single valid lap. Only now going to be doing that so. as he's going to come through the final chicane. One that a lot of people make a ton of mistakes on. He takes it pretty well as he comes towards the final corner now. And what is it going to be as he comes across the line? And it's going to be a 55.0. Onto the front row he goes. Right ahead of Copera. And right next to Abe Santama, who's not going to do any more laps, I don't think. As Charlie Kent going 2/10 up on his lap. Anthony Camacho 3/10 up. Ganahadi Tama 2/10 up. Fabio Galamini not up. And neither is Noel Frogne, who has probably abandoned his lap. He's 1.5 seconds off. Fabio Galamini not going to improve on this lap. Ganahadi Tama, on the other hand, still, he is over 7/10 up. As he might actually break into the 54s. As he does come across the line, and it's a 54.9. I think that's going to be it for his lap. As Matas going a 10th quicker. Charlie Kent as well. Limpar Berthold going 2/10 up. 3/10 up, actually. Limpar Berthold across the line at 54.9. Up onto the front row for now. Charlie Kent a 10th up. Matas not able to complete this lap. As Copera goes a tenth of a second quicker so far. And actually 3/10 up, as he's going to try and put it onto the front row. Take that position away from Limpar Berthold. In the background, still not much is happening. As Tino Copera going a bit slow through the chicane. Still a lot of time gained though in this lap, as he's going to come across the line now, and he's going to hope to get that front row away from Limpar Berthold, and yes he does, up into second place, and that he thinks is that's good enough. As Noel Frogne going 4/10 up, he's going to try and get the second place from Fabio Galamini, as he does, and up into 7th he does go. Charlie Kent also up into 3rd, 154.862. Dries Verhulst going 3/10 up as he comes across the line now, and it's going to be a 55.4 ahead of Fabio Galamini. And Benjamin Koo also was going 2/10 up, but he just started his lap, so can't really say much about it. And Bimo Ario going 7/10 up, 8/10 up, nearly a whole second up on this lap, as he tries to, well, leapfrog a ton of positions, at least to get ahead of Tom Brown and Gerlandi Haki. As he is going to come across the line now, it's not going to be a second improvement, but it is super close now to Tom Brown. Maren Reisenhauser was going a second up on his lap. That was a bit of a untidy chicane, though through the final corner he goes now. And this is going to be a massive improvement for the Welshman, up into 14th place from 19th, 56.2 for the Nissan GTR. As Fabio Galamini going a 10th up, he might try and get himself ahead of Dries Verhulst up into 8th place, and he does, a 155.445. 155.445, yeah. That's the correct way to say it. Tom Brown going a 10th up. He's going to try and get himself ahead of Gerlandi Haki. Maybe get himself up into the 56s and get himself up ahead of Mohammed Bintang. as he comes towards the line now. And what is this time going to be? It's going to be a 56.9. Not enough to get ahead of Mohammed Bintang, but it's definitely a good milestone for the Bean car. Zach Summerall now also going to be setting his first lap time as he comes through the chicane and up towards the final corner. And I wonder how close it's going to be as he comes across the line now. And it's going to be a 55.2 up into 8th place ahead of Dries Verhulst and Marvin Reisenhauser. As Matas going 2/10 up, trying to get himself up onto the second row yet again. Remember, he was on the first row when he did his initial fastest lap. Now, he's down in the third row with Ganahade Hutama. He's going to come across the line. I don't think it's going to be a big improvement at all. And it's not. He does not finish that lap at all. As Tom Brown going 4/10 up on his time. This is going to be a good qualifying result for him. He is going to be setting a lot of personal bests so far as he comes through the chicane now. A good couple of sectors, and it's going to be a pretty firm 56.7. Very close to Benjamin Badalf. And he feels that that is the best that he can do so far as he stops. And that is it. Probably that's it for his qualifying. As Mohammed Bintang was going like 7/10 up, but not anymore. Noé Lafrogne going a 10th up through the final corner now. Trying to get himself a little bit further up the field. No, I don't think it's going to happen. A 55.2 is an improvement. It's not enough of an improvement in order to put himself up onto pole position. Somebody in front just knocks off those boards. With Charlie Kent going 2/10 up on his lap. As commentators curse yet again, the broadcasters curse, and he's off the track, and that is going to be it for his improvement. Gerlande Haki going 7/10 up through the final sector. He goes now, trying to make those tiny little improvements in order to get himself ahead of his competitors. As he crosses the line now, it's not going to be a big improvement. It is a 57.0, nearly going into the 56s. Unfortunately, not able to improve too much. As Matas going a 10th up on his time. Wants to get himself ahead of Ganahade Hutama for the start. Limpar Bertold also going 2/10 up. As a little bit wide there through the Dunlop curve. As he just passes through the Schumacher S's and now into the last part of the second sector. What can he do here in order to put himself ahead of Ganahade Hutama and maybe even ahead of Limpar Bertold and Charlie Kent? The second row, is it gonna happen for the Lithuanian man in the 296? as he comes through the final chicane. A very good chicane indeed as he comes through the final corner now. Is it enough of an improvement to put himself up ahead of Tino Capera for second place? Matas crosses the line now, and it's a 54.6, and it's super close to Abe Santama. Well, not super close, but close enough. As he stops there, and that is it for his qualifying session, and he should be proud of that. A 56.3, I'll take that, says Benjamin Badolf, as he is down in 17th, so not too far down at all. As most people are going to be finishing their laps now. Zach Summerall 2/10 up, trying to get himself up ahead of the 2 AMs in front of him. 4/10 improvement as he heads through that corner. And through the chicane now, that was very neat. And through the final corner, for a second was a 5/10 improvement, losing it a little bit on the exit, and I don't think it's going to be enough to put himself up ahead of all the AMs, but that was still a good lap by Zach Summerall. And the final person to be crossing the line in a little while will be Dries Verhulst. And we'll be hoping for some rain, though it doesn't look like there's going to be rain. All very, very dry, even though there is supposed to be a very high amount of rain chance today. And that is it for qualifying. And Dries Verhulst not able to improve. A little bit of a mistake there, and that is it. And that is the grid for today, as Lord Anidi also joins in, and he's going to be starting from last, or maybe even from... Oh no, he doesn't join. That was just... It's just showing that he did join, and then he is not there anymore. Yeah, because if I click on him, he doesn't exist. But that is it, and we'll just have to wait for the grid to form up, and we'll see if it does rain or not, which I really hope it does. I really, really hope it does. It's supposed to be different hours of day, so it's supposed to be like an hour away. If it does get worse somehow in an hour, that would be really nice, but I don't think it will happen, unfortunately, even though there's supposed to be a high chance of rain, which is what we all wanted, but yeah, it's just not happening today. It never does. Someone took out the 100-meter board on turn 1. Well, that is that is definitely not useful at all. It's fine. It will grow back. It will indeed grow back. The marshals will do a good job to return it back to how it is. Noobs Are Us junior driver. Indeed, the Benjamin Badolf in the custom Noobs Are Us livery. We actually didn't really get to see many liveries last time out. Here is Benjamin Bedolf's. Here is Ben Coos with the whatever that is on it. Though I do like the sponsors on there. Definitely good sponsors. Here is the new livery, the Cliff Bar livery, I think this is, for Ethan Reed and wherever he is, Miguel Astazaran. There he is. I'm going to be running... Oh, hello. I'm inside of a building. They will be running just a little bit of a different variant for each other. Here is still the Bean car and the Big Brain car for Dvorak. And no more custom liveries through here. There is Marvin Reisenhauser's Speed Force livery with a little bit of a VGTR Easter egg on the top. Oh, what does it say on the back? Dude, I almost had you. Oh, okay, that's a bit dark. We come through. Here is the Shake and Bake livery for Anthony Camacho, looking as epic as always. I do love his liveries. A big shout out to him. Here is the Dries Verhulst livery. Usually Serd Pluch would be running it as well, but he's not here today. And it is an AI made car, as they didn't even choose which car they were going to be driving. And the AI chose the colors, the AI chose the car. And well, hopefully the AI isn't driving it, but if it is, I'm not sure why they're so far down. Here is Galamini in the 777 Ferrari. Also a interesting livery, interesting color choices. I do like the top. But yeah, interesting color choices. Very, very bright. Stands out quite a lot. Here is the GT France livery. We've probably all seen it last time out, leading the race. A good debut win for Noah Lafrogne. And he'll be hoping to catch Ganahari Hutama right in front of him. So a good chance to, you know, do a little bit of a punt to pass. Though it might create a bit of a domino effect. Here is Limpar Berthold's HVML livery. Also very minimalistic, very nice. A lot of sponsors on here. And their socials on there too. One livery that isn't here. The normal Lithuanian livery for Matas. And a livery that I cannot see for some reason. It's probably his custom livery that I didn't download. But that is it for the livery check. We can have a little look down the grid of who's starting where. Abe, still qualifying in first. Well, there is no shadow of a doubt that we'd see him on pole this whole entire season. You know, whenever he participates is whenever he gets first. So we can pretty much skip that. Go to Matas. He's starting on the front row in this season for the first time. A good qualifying session for him. And behind him is Tino Cupera and Charlie Ken on the second row. Limpar Berthold and Ganahari Hutama, who's pole sitter for the AMS. They're not sure how long he'll stay in the AMS. He's way too quick to be in there. Zach Summerall and Noah Lafrogne start alongside each other. Then Fabio Galamini and Dries Verhulst. Chris Rise and Anthony Camacho fill up the 6th row of the grid. Gerlandi, Haki and Benjamin Koo fill up the 7th row of this grid. Miguel Astazaran and Marvin Reisenhauser on the 8th. Leon Ken starting 17th. A very good qualifying position for him. And Benjamin Bedolf right next to him in the Noobs RS car. They are on the 9th row of this grid. Declan Bowler. And a bit too low for the pros. Though we'll probably see him move up a couple of positions on the start. And Aidan Furby right next to him on the 10th row of the grid. David Dvorak for Big Brain Racing in 21st. And Tom Brown in the Bean car in 22nd. Mohammed Bintang in 23rd. John Gibson in 24th. And Ethan Reed on the final row alongside Bima Aria. Probably the safest people that are going to be in this race on the start. So we'll see how things get on. Everyone except Abe slept through the qualifying session today, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why. But we'll be back right for the start. we'll say, very hot day in England today. Anybody who is racing in England, from England, I do feel very bad for you, as it is absolutely boiling. But predictions from my side will most likely be we have a if we don't have a turn 1 accident, which is gonna happen, then we will most likely have a turn 3 accident. I think it's turn 3 that's also very horrible. Throughout the race, there'll be a couple of accidents coming into the chicane, unless people keep it clean through there, which doesn't happen too much. And rejoins, if people do make mistakes through the final chicane. Rejoins from there are crucial, as so many people are bouncing over there and trying to come back onto the racing line, and yeah, it just doesn't work too well. But a very long run towards the first corner is the whole reason for the huge amount of pile-ups that happen there. So we'll be hoping that that doesn't happen today. 26 drivers on the grid. What could go wrong? As they come towards the line now for the start of this race. And Abe Santama will be leading the way for the starts, as he does get a very good start. Matas, though, didn't. And he is under pressure now from Charlie Ken and Tino Capera right behind him. Matas going to be falling down a couple of positions, as actually they do make contact. And Abe Santama is nearly round, and, well, as I said, probably like everybody involved in there. I did see... I don't even know who to say, who I saw around. I saw Limpar Bertold around. And, well, we can't get through one corner. Can't get through one corner without completely crashing into each other. And that is going to be a lot of damage on everybody's car, which is what we like to see. Any rain in the next couple of minutes? No, there's not going to be any rain. So we'll just be hoping for a better middle part of this race. But anyhow, at the front, Abe not getting away too quickly yet. Charlie Ken still quite close behind. Matas losing one position to Charlie Ken. Tino Capera was nearly up into second or third place until he got what looks to be completely door banged out the way. He's down into fourth place. Mikel Astazarin with a flying start. He's up into first place in the AMS. He started in 15th. He's up into 5th now. So completely avoiding all of the carnage in front. And now up into 5th. Ganahara Hutama is going to be way too close behind him now for comfort. Chris Rise up in 3rd. Started in 11th. So he's gone up 4 places from that to 7th. Zach Summerall close behind him. He has dropped down 1 position. Anthony Camacho in 10th. Up 2 positions from P12. He's 5th in class. And I think now Miguel Astazarin is going to be overtaken by Ganahara Hutama for first place. And I don't think Miguel Astazarin is going to be fighting it too much here. It's Chris Rise, though. Now he'll be hoping to get that second place away from Miguel Astazarin, which might turn into first. Depends on what we think will happen with Ganahara Hutama. Leon Ken into the pits. Ethan Reed just about rounding off those couple of corners, and not many other people coming into the pits, so it looks like it was a lot of carnage, but it doesn't look like it's caused too much damage on anybody's cars. As Ethan Reed and David Dvorak, did they make contact? I think they did. Tom Brown up into 21st. Actually, I don't think it's up into 21st. It is up into 21st. He started in 22nd. Up in front, Matas losing another position to Tino Capera. He's now down 2 positions from his starting place. And he's going to be hoping to get that 3rd place back. That final podium position. But obviously there is a lot of time left. So he's not going to have to worry too much about getting it all done right now. Is Miguel Estezaran not letting Ganahari Hutama go too quickly yet? Does Ganahari have any damage on his car? I would like to believe he doesn't. As Chris Rice trying to get closer to Miguel as well. Behind them, Zach Summerall will not be liking that he's getting held up. But Noel Rogne going on the inside of Zach Summerall. Remember, he is in the AM class. He's trying to fight with the guys ahead. And now it's going to be a 4-way battle for the lead in the AMs, as it was last time. Zach Summerall not wanting to stand behind these guys for too long. Anthony Camacho round the outside of Zach Summerall. As Noel Rogne nearly gets in ahead of Chris Rise. Yes, he does. Up into 3rd place for him. It's Chris Rise. Is he going to hit him just about there? No, he doesn't. He leaves him enough room. And now Lola Frogne, he is going to be on a hunt. On a big, big hunt to get that 1st place from Ganahari Hutama. Or at least get 2nd from Miguel Estezaran. And Anthony Camacho getting closer to Zach Summerall, but Declan Bowler now going to be catching. Marvin Reisenhauser right behind him. They're fighting for position. Marvin Reisenhauser getting so close. He's got Dries Rahals behind him as well. Just not making things any easier. With Nola Frogne now ahead of Miguel Estezaran. And now Nola Frogne can keep his eyes on the road and go for 1st place. Look at how close it's getting there. Dries Rahals Chris Rise, he's round. And I think he had contact with one of the guys up ahead, either with Zach Summerall or with Miguel Estezaran. Well, now unfortunately he's down into 15th place, and he's got Limpar Berthold behind him to rub salt into his wounds. Charlie Kent sets the fastest lap of this race. Scrap that. It is Tino Capera who sets the fastest lap of this race at 55.3. And he's only a couple tenths away from Charlie Kent. Anthony Camacho trying to get the position back from Zach Summerall. Noah Lafrogne, is he catching to the back of Ganahari Hutama? I'd like to think he is. Noah Lafrogne going quicker than he did last lap. Tino Capera now fighting for 2nd place with Charlie Ken. Limpar Berthold having contact with either Harlande Haki or with Chris Fries. He's losing quite a bit of time. It's Ganahari Hutama is trying to overtake Matas for 4th place. I wonder if Matas has any damage on that car, because he's been dropping back quite a lot. Oh, that is way too far back. Let's just have a little check. Nothing around here. Nothing around here. I'm not sure what's going on with Matas. He is on dries, so he's not started on wets or anything crazy like that, but he is going to be overtaken soon enough by Ganahari Hutama as well. As Ganahari Hutama is trying to put a couple of cars between him and Noah Lafrogne. There's Noah Lafrogne, look at him. Getting very close. He's caught about 1.3 seconds that last lap alone to Ganahari Hutama. As Ganahari is now going to be in the dirty air of Matas. And it's only going to get harder and harder for him. as John Gibson loses his position to Benjamin Koo for 18th place. And now Aidan Furby is going to try and get that position from John Gibson as well. As that happens, closer to the front, Tino Cupera with that humongous amount of damage to his right-hand side. Still trying to battle for second place with Charlie Kent. And John Gibson, yellow flag, what's happened to him? I'm pretty sure he's just spun round, trying to get back onto the track now. It's definitely not what he wanted. And he does have damage on the front end, so he's going to be struggling for quite a while until the pit window opens. Gunnar Hardy dropping back from Matas, as Noah Lafrogne still equally as close to him as he was before. But that last lap, he caught 0.5 of a second. Even with the damage that he has. Abe sets in the quickest lap of this race. No surprises there. As Noah Lafrogne, Gunnar Hardy Thomas goes across the line. 55.4. Noah Lafrogne 55.3. And it's more or less like 0.2 that he called that last lap. As Charlie Kent and Tino Cupera going side by side into the second corner. Charlie Kent still able to stay ahead. Tino Cupera will try and get him onto the inside, though he loses out a bit of time there and goes wide, very wide, out of the third corner, into the third corner. Still, Tino Cupera. He is quicker than Charlie Kent. And actually, these guys doing the same pace as Gunnar Hardy Hutama and Noah Lafrogne. So I wonder if they have fueled up more, knowing that they'll have to come into the pits during the pit window. I'm just checking that there is a mandatory pit stop, just in case, you know, anything has changed. Which it hasn't. Further down the grid, Gerlande Hockey fighting with Marvin Reisenhauser for 12th place. Remember, Gerlande Hockey in the AMS, so not fighting for necessarily position here, as he actually does lose out a bit of gap to Marvin. Dries Verhulst fighting with Declan Bauer. Declan Bauer actually having a good start this race. He's up into 10th. Which is a whole 9 position gain for the Audi driver. As Noah Lafrogne that last lap still catching 3/10. Dries Verhulst trying to go around the outside of Declan Bauer into the first corner, and not going to be happening there. As things are getting a bit closer, Declan Bauer getting closer to Anthony Camacho, as Anthony Camacho is close to Zach Summerall, as Zach Summerall close to Miguel Astazarin. So about a five-way battle for P3 in the AMS, which is P7 overall. We'll see how that goes, as Noah Lafrogne still catching. I don't think he is. Not as fast as some of us would have thought, at least. It's Ganahari Hutama now going side by side with Matas. This is going to slow him down a lot. Look at how close No Lafrogne has now gotten to him, as Matas does not have to let him go. This is fighting for position, and it's only slowing Ganahari Hutama down. As No Lafrogne now going to be very delighted by that. But looking at their pace, I'm sure that No Lafrogne will get stuck behind Matas as well. Matas not doing too consistent of laps, as No Lafrogne only 5/10 away now from Ganahari Hutama. Ganahari Hutama lost out about 7/10 to No Lafrogne that last lap alone, due to fighting with Matas, trying to go around the outside. And No Lafrogne going to be liking that a lot. He does not have one of his main competitors of Vilverunen in this race today. And with Ganahari Hutama being 9th in the championship, No Lafrogne will come out of this race. No matter what happens, he will be leading the championship. Obviously, unless, like... Let me have a look. I hope I'm not missing out on too much. I guess, unless... I'm gonna look. Unless Chris Rise gets a surprise win, which right now he's in 15th place or in 6th place in the AM split. I think No Lafrogne will be leading the championship. But Ganahari still pressuring on Matas in order to get out of his way. The two Ferraris fighting for position. Matas still on the inside, and Ganahari Hutama losing a lot of time trying to fight with Matas. He goes on the inside. He has to back out there. And now No Lafrogne, he's going to have the better exit out there, and he's flashing Ganahari Hutama to get him out the way, as he's going to try and go to the inside. He's going to forcefully go to the outside, and not anything happening there. As Ganahari Hutama comes into the pits, he skids right out and loses first place to No Lafrogne, as that was very close to hitting Matas. Very, very close to hitting Matas. As things could not have gotten much closer. In the background, Anthony Camacho still fighting with Dries Verhulst and Declan Bowler, as Zach Summerhill gets close to Miguel Astazaren. Dries Verhulst trying to get ahead of Declan Bowler, as I think they did have a bit of contact that sent Declan Bowler a bit wide, a bit sideways. And Marvin Reisenhauser gets ahead of Gerlandi Haki for 13th place. And that was very close for Ganahari Hutama, who I'm not sure why that happened. He just slid out of the pits, though the pit window's still not open. No rain on the horizon. Sliding out the pits, but now No Lafrogne in the lead, and it has to contain this lead for about 42 minutes, which is not that long. And Zach Summerhill now behind Anthony Camacho, and I don't think he's gonna like that, as a very bad exit nearly gets onto the gravel, and Dries Verhulst now gonna get ahead of him. And Declan Bowler right behind. I think that they're teammates. If not teammates, they're very good friends. So I don't think there's going to be any funny business between them two. As Benjamin Bidelf and Aidan Furby coming together. And Tom Brown going to be able to get that position ahead of Benjamin Bidelf. And Tom Brown will be contending for 18th as well, as they come through the chicane of death. As up ahead, Declan Bauer and Zach Summerall going side by side, as Declan Bauer having another sideways moment through the third corner. And now also Noé Lafrogne and Ganahare Hutama close together with Matas a bit in the way, as he's lost all sorts of traction on his Ferrari. Not sure what's happened, and he's just not able to keep the pace up. You know, started on the front row, quickly swallowed up by Charlie Kent and Tino Capera, and now just in trouble from the AMs behind. I think Noé Lafrogne makes a bit of a mistake. Ganahare Hutama going to be quick to act on that, as he's so close to the back of him. But he has to be careful not to fight too hard, as Miguel Estezaran and Anthony Camacho are going to be closely approaching very fast. But obviously these guys will be separated when it comes to pit stops, unless they come in at the same time. Then they won't be separated at all, as Camacho makes a big mistake there, and Dries Verhaals is just going to slide in on his inside, and job's good as he's up into 8th place. Up at the front, Noé Lafrogne still trying to go on the inside of Matas, just trying to put a car between him and Ganahare Hutama, and also to try and get out of this very dirty air off Matas, as he just about misses his front bumper. We can go on the front split, as there is the gap between him and Matas. That is how close it is. And there is Ganahare Hutama as well. Not too close, actually. Not as close as he was last time out. But ideally, Noé Lafrogne wants to get past Matas. And Matas does not want to finish behind an AM, so I think this is a hard thing to negotiate. As there is Ganahare Hutama, as Noé Lafrogne makes a bit of a mistake coming into the Dunlop curve. Lost out a lot of time, as he did last time as well, didn't he? So very easy to get it wrong. Yeah, go Lafrogne. Very good stuff he's doing so far. Still in the lead. But losing a bit of time to his rivals. As Aidan Furby and Mohammed Bintang coming together, they've lost a couple of positions to Ethan Reed and nearly Bimo Aria. It's Ganahare Hutama, yellow flag, what's happened to him? Did he make a mistake? And Miguel Estezaran up into 2nd place with Anthony Camacho up in 3rd. I want to see what's happened there then, because that must have been a big one. We can go far chase cam with Ganahare Hutama. Nearly missing the chicane. He does miss the chicane, going over it. And behind him is Miguel Estezaran. Oh, contact there. And that is what sent Ganahare Hutama down into 11th place. Or in 4th in the AMS. Not the greatest way to lose the lead, that's for sure, but I guess just braking a bit too early and going a bit too slow after that mistake. Unfortunate, but I think it might be reported nevertheless. But now Noé Lafrogne is comfortably up in the lead. Miguel Estezaran in 2nd, and Anthony Camacho is in 3rd, which is a very good job to him. As Dries Verhaals, I was just about to say, was catching the back of Anthony, and now losing a bit of time to Zach Summerall behind him. Ganahare Hutama is going to have a very hard time to try and get back up there. Fabio Gallimini, we haven't seen too much of him. He did start very high up. He started in 9th place. Currently down in 16th. Along with with Chris Rice, who was running in 3rd one time, and now down in 15th, which is not a great time for him, as the pit window opens now. And remember, it is a 15-minute pit window, so everybody has to pit within that time as people start to flood in. Fabio Gallimini is in, so is Noah Laprogne and Zach Summerall. So our AM race leader in the pits now. Anybody else coming into the pits? I don't think they are. So these are the first of the pitters, and we'll see what sort of strategy Noah Laprogne does, and if he was going to be switching his tires. I don't think he switched his tires at all. I don't even think he fixed his damage. I think he's just come in and come out. Yep, he's just put in a bit of fuel, I think, because that was a 15.2 second stop for him. He's out in 19th place, and he's going to have a lot of free air around him, so he's going to be able to keep pushing. With Anthony Camacho still up in 2nd place. Net P3, and he's trying to get net P2, and he's got Dries Verhulst behind him trying to sabotage him. There they are in different splits, so I don't think they should be fighting against each other too much. With Ganahara Hutama, he's going to have to come into the pits quite soon, and we'll see what he does in terms of strategy as well. Will he do a quick refuel? Will it be a lot of fuel? Will it be a tire change or not? We'll see when he does come into the pits. The next couple of laps, because I think 15 minutes covers about like 7 laps, 7.5. Depends where you are on track and how fast you are. As Anthony Camacho comes into the pits, so does Marvin Reisenhauser. And Declan Ballard now in 7th place. And Miguel Estezarin comfortably leading this race. As I think Ganahara Hutama and Declan Ballard are having contact coming into the first corner. And Declan Ballard now losing that position to Limpar Berthold in the pro split. And Declan Ballard is not going to like that, as Ganahara Hutama in a different split as well. For now. As Limpar Berthold going to try and make a move. As a lot of people now coming into the pits as well. Tom Brown, Mohammed Bintang, all filing in quite quickly. There is going to have to be John Gibson and Bimo Aria, who's going to have to come into the pits. So will... Okay, those are already in the pits. Aidan Furby, Benjamin Badulf. Pretty much the top 40 now to come into the pits, with John Gibson and Bimo Aria as well. So it's going to be quite a lot of switches of positions. As John Gibson, yellow flag, not sure what happened there. I think he's just gone round, and I'm pretty sure he's going to have to come into the pits in this lap. If I look inside, yeah, that car is toast. And Mohammed Bintang still in the pits. And most people coming into the pits not to change their tires. Only Leon Ken came into the pits to change his tires. The rest have just refueled. There is Tino Capera in the pits, and so is Miguel Estezarin, our current race leader. Limpar Berthold in the pits, so is Declan Bowler. And we'll see if they fix their damages or not. Benjamin Kuhnert coming into the pits. Neither is Ganahara Hutama or Gerlandi Hankey or Chris Rice. They're currently enjoying their race lead. As 10 minutes to go off the pit window. No signs of rain in the next 30 minutes. With a 6 km/h wind and 27-degree track temperature. Very normal track temperature, I have to say. So most people will be quite used to this. As Declan Bauer comes out off the pits, and is he going to come out behind Anthony Camacho? Just alongside him and right next to Zach Summerall, who's going to make contact with him. As I said, these guys are friends. And I was thinking that there's not going to be any funny business, as Declan Bauer just going to be sending on the inside into the third corner. And he's ahead of Zach Summerall up into 15th place. And I'm pretty sure Ganahara Utama might be coming into the pits this lap. Marvin Reisenhauser back in the pits. Not sure why. John Gibson is in the pits. He's going to have to fix a lot of damage on his car. No, I'm not sure why Marvin Reisenhauser is still in the pits. I'm pretty sure this is his second pit stop. Unless it's a stop-go 30. Yes, it is. Stop-go 30 for speeding in the pit lane. Very unfortunate stuff for Marvin Reisenhauser, and that is a lot of his race ruined now. As, yeah, Marvin's saying that his pit limiter has just said no. As there goes Ganahara Utama into the pits. So is Gerlande Haki. Chris Rye's not. Benjamin Koo is in. So is Benjamin Bedolf. The two Benjamins are in. And we'll see how far ahead Noah Lafrogne will come out. Actually, hold on. I've just noticed Miguel Altazarin came out ahead of Noah Lafrogne for the race lead. So Noah Lafrogne having that 3-second longer pit stop means that Miguel Altazarin leads the AM split race. As he will be after Aidan Furby and Chris Rice come into the pits. Ganahara Utama is still in there. Benjamin Koo now going to be coming out of the pit, so he's going to fall behind him. Benjamin Bedolf is going to be coming out soon. Fabio Galamini also will be overtaking them. Ganahara Utama having a long pit stop with repairs. I'm pretty sure the R means repairs. And no more stop-go 30s for now. As things are going to get very tight up here for the AM race lead. But for now, Anthony Camacho is still fighting Tino Capera and Zach Summerall. Not sure what Tino Capera is doing so low down. I think he fixed a lot of his damage. 40 seconds he spent in the pits, and that's why he's dropped down so many positions. As he's now going to make a pass on Zach Summerall. Not so fast. Not so fast. Is he going to make a move? And Dries Verhulst is in the pits now too for his scheduled pit stop. With Aidan Furby now getting passed by Miguel Altazarin as he comes into the pits. Dries Verhulst still in the pits as well. Not sure what's taken so long, as this whole big train of people are gonna be getting closer. As Dries Verhulst still hanging out in the pits, as he's gonna have Declan Bauer and Zach Summerall and the rest of them overtake him. So not sure what's going on. As Chris Rice is off. That is the current AM race leader off the track. Still yet to pit. So he'll be doing that this lap, most likely. As the pit window now getting smaller and smaller. 5 minutes to go. With Noah Lafrogne catching the back of Miguel Altazarin for second place, or for what is first place in the net. race standings. It's Tino Capera making a bit of contact with the back of Zach Summerall's car. Still trying to get past. But Zach Summerall doing a very good job to defend the Hungary 720S behind him. And this is 4th position within the split as well. As Zach Summerall getting closer to Declan Bowler. And with Tino Capera pressuring on as well. These guys have made contact before. Well, hopefully this time it won't happen. As Tino Capera also trying to go on the inside. As he will have the inside line for the next corner. He's not going to make a move there. This is a very good 3-way battle for P8. With 2 McLarens and 1 Audi. As, Zach Summerall makes a huge mistake. And he's still going to be going side by side with Tino Capera through the 4th corner. With Charlie Kent coming into the pits now. And I think Matas is going to do the same. So is Chris Rise and Abe. Probably next lap though. Zach Summerall though making that crucial mistake. And now Tino Capera is going to be right on Declan Bowler's rear bumper. With Chris Rise, with Matas now in the pits. Chris Rise will probably do the same thing, and that will hand over the lead to Miguel Astazaran off the AM split. Very good job so far by him, and just over 24 minutes to go off this race. He'll be hoping that there is no sudden changes to the weather. Which there might be. It's getting way, way cloudier. And way more windier, so I'm not sure. It could switch to in 10 minutes there's rain, and then everybody has to start preparing their strategies. Or it won't do that, and you know, we'll just have a fully dry race with a lot of cloudiness. And we'll see. As Chris Rise now into the pits. That hands over the lead to Miguel Astazaran, who, by the way, has already done his pit stop, so he's not going to have to do any more of that as Abe comes into the pits now as well. And he's probably going to refuel about 1 litre and then come right back out. Still going to be about like a 30-second pit stop, 28-second pit stop, something like that. Charlie Kent, very close. No, he's not very close. He's just come out of the pits. That's why I think he's close, but he's not. As Abe does exit the pits now, and he's obviously still going to retain the lead. No questions asked there. As Charlie Kent is closer. Not close enough at all. Tino Capera just trying to eye up Declan Bowler to see where he can overtake him. As he looks to the inside of the chicane. Don't think there is a move on there. Look at how much speed he can carry through there compared to Declan Bowler. He's through the final corner now. He's lost a bit of time. And now he's got Zach Summerall behind him. This is still very, very close between the two McLaren 720Ss and the Audi, as Declan Bauer, does he brake way too early there, as nearly both Zach Summerall and Tino Capera able to get through. Well, scrap that, I don't think Zach Summerall is through yet. Round the outside of the third corner, they did make a bit of contact, but Declan Bauer is still able to stay ahead of Zach Summerall at least. But Tino Capera back up into 7th place, which is actually 5th place in the pros. And if you are a AC fan, not aircon but assettocorsa, then we are hosting a race tomorrow on the 130S, the Skoda 130S on Bridgehampton. So if you are interested in that, the sign up is on the Discord. So be sure to check that out. And we also have an Automobilista 2 race happening on the 24th of August, which is on SimGrid. So if you want to check that out as well, that is also very fun. Look at how the track has changed. Right, in 30 minutes there's light rain. That might change in about 20 minutes. So we'll see. As I just noticed that the track got very, very dark. Declan Bauer making a mistake. No, it wasn't Declan Bauer making a mistake. It was Zach Summerall hitting the back of Declan Bauer, and Declan Bauer is round. But Zach Summerall is waiting in order to let him go, which is the morally right thing to do. And I mean, I feel like because they're friends, they don't want to be leaving this race on a bad note. So good stuff, good sportsmanship by Zach Summerall to let Declan Bauer through after colliding with him. It's gonna Hardy Hitama trying to get back up into the top 5 of the split. The only person in his way to do that is Chris Rice, who's now gonna have a heaps of amount of people right in front of him in order to keep him company. Now you see that on the track map where we're coming into the curve. Yeah, that is about 7 cars. 7 cars in one little train. Yeah. Definitely a lot of wash, definitely a lot of dirty air, but and that is the fun of it. I'm just going to be checking weather very, very closely, because it either will start raining in the last 5 minutes of this race, or we'll just about not see rain, or see it on the cooldown lap, which would be very, 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 very sad. As we all wanted rain in Nürburgring. I don't think we're gonna see it in Monza. I don't think we're gonna see it in Spa or Valencia. Zandvoort is one place that could have a lot of rain, and so is Spa. Bloody hell, I keep on getting them confused. Monza is one that could have it. Wait, how many cars is that including now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 cars in a big train, all fighting for 9th place with Benjamin Koo. A lot of worry on Benjamin Koo's shoulders there. As may I say, Miguel doing a great job to stay out in the lead ahead of Nola Frogne. Nola Frogne going not too slow. He's only going about a 10th slower per lap, but yeah, just not consistent enough. And well, for now, with just over 17 minutes to go, that race lead seems very, very good, and Limpar Bertold might make it even more secure, as he's going to try and get past Nola Frogne for 5th place. Still the weather not changing. I'm not sure when it switched to 30 minutes. It could have just been at the 25-minute mark, which would mean that it could start raining in about 25 to 30 minutes. Or 20 to 30 minutes, as the 30-minute marker is really just a suggestion rather than anything. Just monitoring it very, very close. The wind is picking up so much. It was about 4 kilometers per hour at the start of this race, or 5 kilometers. It is now 7. All very much waiting for this rain that's about to come. If it doesn't come down, then, well, we'll see what we can do in the next race. As Limpar Berthold pressuring on Noé Lafrogné to get out of his way. As by the end of this race, he still can get close to Matas. There's only about 4 or 5 seconds to go. And with the pace that he's showing now, is it possible? Could be. It could definitely be possible, especially if he gets into some free air. He might be able to get close to Matas. Not sure if he's going to be able to overtake him. But first, what Limpar needs to do is to actually get ahead of Noé Lafrogné for 5th place, and then start thinking about possibilities of catching Matas or not. I'm surprised. Not a lot of people getting drive-thrus this race. Actually, I'm not even sure I saw a single person get a drive-thru. As Limpar now closer and closer. Only about 3 tenths away, 4 tenths away, as he loses a bit of time through the chicane. 15 minutes to go off this race. The track conditions very quickly changing from very, very good to maybe just about suboptimal, with the track temperature going down, a lot more wind, a lot more tailwind in the first corner, which might cause some people to spin out, though I don't think I've ever seen wind actually be strong enough in order to spin people out. And I'm just curious, what actually causes the wind parameter to go up or down on ACC? Is it cloud? Is it rain? Is it the temperature? Because frankly, I'm not sure. And with 12 minutes to go off this race, the rain is not really switching to the 10-minute mark, so I don't think we're gonna see it. As Limpar Berthold still not able to get much closer to Noah Lafrogne for 5th place. No, Zach Summerall still close behind. Declan Balor, Ganahadi Utama behind them. And also fighting just to get ahead in the overall standings. Though the overall standings don't exist as in the race, in the overall race. You know, it's all fine and dandy if you're 5th in your class, but you finished 13th. Like a whole 9 positions away from Miguel, as there goes Ganahadi. Definitely not what he wanted to do. Not losing the position to Chris Rise, though. Very close to losing that position to Chris Rise, but he didn't. Zayden Furby just making a bit of a mistake, sliding out there in the 3rd corner. Chris Rise now was closing the gap to Ganahadi. Not so fast anymore. As Zach Summerall still close to the back of Declan, as Dries Verhaal's trying to make a move on Anthony Camacho as they're lapping Bimo Aria. Anthony Camacho, great race from him. He currently stands in 3rd in the AMS, with the rain still not switching to 10 minutes. So I don't think many people will have to worry about that, as Bimo Aria gets in a bit out of shape there, having so many people try and lap him. Ten minutes to go. Dries Verhaal's just gonna go on the inside of Anthony Camacho. And Anthony Camacho not going to have much to reply to that. But what he will have to do is just stay ahead of Benjamin Koo for these remaining 10 minutes of the race. If he wants his 3rd place. Obviously, if he doesn't want it, then he can give it to Ben Koo, which I think Ben Koo will be very happy about. Limpar Berthold still closing that gap to Noah Lafrogne. I just want to have a look if Miguel Estezaran has ever won a race in VGTR. I'm pretty sure he has. I'm for some reason very sure that he has. As Limpar Berthold pressuring on. He has gotten 2nd place before. Third. As that's it. I don't see his win. Oh no. No, he's never won in VGTR. So this might be the first time as Limpar Berthold goes side by side with Noah Lafrogne coming into the 1st corner. And I think that's going to be job done before the 1st corner. So Limpar Berthold up into 5th place. Unfortunately for him, I don't think he'll be fast enough to catch Matas for 3rd. Unless he really puts the hammer down and starts lapping in the 55s, as Noah Lafrogne just goes ahead of Limpar Berthold. Limpar slowing it down a bit too much. And now losing that position to Noah Lafrogne yet again. And it took him so long to try and overtake him that, well, if it takes about as long, I don't think he's going to get even close to Miguel. As the rain still not switching to the 10-minute mark. So not only are we not going to even see it in the race, we might not even see it in the cooldown lap, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. We did all really want to see the rain. At least I did. Benjamin Koo now. I talked about this before, how if Anthony Camacho wants to keep his safe third place, then he really needs to get a move on. Well, here is Benjamin Koo now. And he's closed the gap down very, very close. Very, very, very fast, I mean. And just eyeing up Anthony Camacho. As Anthony Camacho goes very, very hard over that curve, bouncing around a lot on the inside. Benjamin Koo, I don't think he's going to have the move done that quickly, but he does. Anthony Camacho just dipping his tires into the gravel. I don't think that helped him out a ton, as Anthony Camacho goes to the inside with Benjamin Koo on the outside. Ooh, it's gonna be very, very close between these two, as now also the Audi of Declan Ballard trying to get into this battle as well, as Benjamin Koo still not able to get ahead of Anthony Camacho for that third place, with Declan Ballard now intervening as well. On the inside he goes. So does Zach Summerall, also trying to get ahead of Benjamin Koo, as Benjamin Koo, I thought for a second that he went sideways, but he loses all those positions, and now it's going to be twice as hard for him to get ahead of Anthony Camacho. Very, very hard to get ahead of Anthony Camacho, as Aidan Furby coming into the pits. With Declan Ballard now side by side with Anthony Camacho coming through the Schumacher S's. He's going to be on the inside for the next part, but that was a very ballsy move to do that. And now Zach Summerall ahead of Anthony Camacho, and Anthony Camacho has no pace at all coming out of that corner. Benjamin Koo on the inside, and there is Kanahari Hutama as well. He's in this battle for third place, which we did not think was going to happen again after that crash that he had with... I'm sure I know who it was. Oh, with Miguel Acezarin, who's currently leading the race. It's Kanahari Hutama trying to recover to at least 12th place finish with 5 minutes to go. What's happened to Anthony Camacho? I think Benjamin Koo and Anthony Camacho might have had a collision there, and now Kanahari Hutama back up into third place, with rain still not moving to the 10-minute mark, so that can be officially ruled out of any sort of strategy calls. Gerlandi Haki trying to get ahead of Fabio Galamini for 15th. Final 4 minutes to go, about 2 to 2.5 laps of this race. I'd say like 2.5, maybe 2. No, 2. Mohammed Bintang now challenging Marvin Reisenhauser for 20th place. Marvin not having the greatest of races at all today, and with that stop-go 30 completely ruining him, and also very much banking on rain, as the 45 car has a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That would be Aidan Furby, so Aidan Furby has to come back into the pits and serve that penalty, which will give the position to Bimo Aria, as Marvin Reisenhauser still getting ahead of Mohammed Bintang for 20th place. Though a bit of late braking there, still enough. As up in front, Benjamin Koo trying to get ahead of Anthony Camacho for 4th place, with... Ooh, that was very slow. That was a very slow exit. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get this one done. As he's also got the likes of Chris Rise driving for Shumi Skins right behind him, trying to get that place. And I think Miguel does have one race win in ORL during the summer. He's got that one race win there. So not his first win on SimGrid. It'll be the first win on VGTR if he's able to keep it on track, because look at how close Noah Lafrogne is now, with only about a lap to go. Pretty sure it'll be 2 laps. 2 laps for these guys. Just trying to work it out. I think it'll be this lap. This isn't the final lap. I'll have another lap. I'm speaking like Will Buxton here, but it should be very close. It should be either 1 or 2 laps that you have left. I'm more banking on 2. But anyway, Miguel Estezaran, he is going to be under a lot of pressure here, and Noah Lafrogne takes the race lead away from Miguel Estezaran. And that is going to be heartbreaking stuff for him, as he led this race for so long. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be their final lap. So, Miguel Estezaran has this 1 lap alone in order to try and go up into first place. There it goes, the race winner of Abe Santama. Obviously, he won the race, about 30 seconds ahead of everybody else. And Miguel making a mistake, and all he has to do now is just bring it home, at least in second place. Second place is good enough for the second race of the season. He didn't participate in the first one, in the first race, and now he just has to get it back home in second. He's gonna let go of Tino Capera. Pretty sure he let him go, at least on purpose. With the rain supposed to come in 10 minutes. If we started just about 30 minutes later, we would have had the rain. But, nevertheless, it is not going to happen today. As Miguel Estezaran, I think he's letting everybody go just so then he doesn't crash. And he does bring it home, as Gibson just about dive-bombing him. As, oh, who's that going off? I think that was Leon Ken. And again. As Miguel finishes it in second. And Ganahari Hutama will be close to finish this race. And I'll be finishing in 11th. But behind them, Fabio Galamini still fighting with Benjamin Koo in the final corner. And he's going to get 13th place. Though a bit of a bump to pass. And actually, it's not going to only be Fabio Galamini who gets ahead of Benjamin Koo. Will also be Chris Rise, as Gerlandi Haki was so close there in order to get ahead with Tom Brown. He's going to be one of the last people to cross the line to finish 17th. A very good race for him. 5 positions up. Not the best that he has in him, I know that for sure, but still personal bests all round. But that is it for the race. Just one retirement from this race. Only David Dvorak was not able to finish, but everybody else has. And obviously you've got your race your race leader and your race winner, Abe Santama. He's already left the server. Charlie Kent in second and Matas in third. Very good stuff by Matas to finish it in third. Noah Lafrogne in first, with Miguel Estezaran in third. He's already left the server as well. Can't see his livery. And Ganahari Yutama in third, So that is that for the race. GG's to everybody, and we hope to see you all next week for the multi-class race at Spa, and also for the VCO race, and for the Spa race again at Season 10. But nevertheless, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you have enjoyed, do be sure to press the subscribe button and the like button. It's a free way to support us, and it's very, very valuable to us. But nevertheless, we hope to